All right, much to talk about today, and over the next hour or so, we're going to try and wrap up everything that happened today to give you a complete and composite picture of what happened on a rather dramatic day. So let's start off by first taking a look at what the impact was for the BJP, which may feel that it's now finally made some serious inroads into the northeast with that particular victory in Assam. What's also good news for the BJP is that the Congress and its allies are now down to just 7 states, and most of them not very big.
Celebrations returned to the BJP headquarters in Delhi, the first time since September 2014. The BJP has won Assam, for the first time opened its tally in Kerala, and despite Mamata wave, won seats in West Bengal. Adding to the victory was a Congress's dismal performance.
ये नतीजे भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए, एनडीए के लिए अत्यंत उत्साहवर्धक है।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने जो नारा दिया है, कांग्रेस मुक्त भारत, उसमें 2 कदम देश और आगे बढ़ा है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने 2019 के लिए एक स्टॉन्च फाउंडेशन डालने का काम इस सभी राज्यों में किया है।
Today's victory is also an indication of how the BJP has been quick to learn from its lessons in Delhi and Bihar. This time the campaign was state-specific, with local leaders and issues being the focus.
Personally, I have learned so many lessons from Delhi and
give us an
Bihar.
example.
The BJP's national sweep is now impressive. The BJP with its allies now rules 13 states. The BJP has also made inroads in states like Kerala, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. While strong regional parties have 11 states and union territories, the Congress just 7. Assam win revives Amit Shah's image as a master strategist. But the Assam win also proved that the BJP wins where the Congress is its main rival, not the regional parties. These parties now control states with 41% of Indian population, and they will continue to make life difficult for the party till 2019, and 2019 will remain unpredictable because of them. The BJP has entered new territory, increased its vote share, but in parliament equations won't really change. Congress is down in the Rajya Sabha but not out, and Mamata, Jaya and Mayawati, all formidable forces, cannot be taken for granted.
Basically, I am against a BJP ideology because they always used to divide and rule between the Hindu, Muslims and all these category, Sikh, Ishai and all this. I don't like this.
संघ के सिद्धांत से जो सहमत नहीं, वैसे लोगों को आपस में अधिक से अधिक एकजुटता स्थापित करनी पड़ेगी। हम तो प्रारंभ से बोल रहे हैं।
With the Assam win, pressure will be on the BJP to deliver on the Bangladesh issue. BJP fought Assam under Sarbananda Sonowal. Brand Modi wasn't the sole pitch, sign that the BJP may not expose the Prime Minister in all battles like the next big one, Uttar Pradesh. A loss there will upset BJP's Mission 2019. With Monadeepa Banerjee, Rahul Srivastava for NDTV.
And the other big national question that was being asked, and then of course lots of state-wise questions as well, but the big national question that was being asked also was whether all of this really meant that the Congress is finally now moving in the directions of decimation, and is the country now heading towards that Congress Mukt Bharat that the BJP has been threatening all this time. For the Congress party, serious questions as to what it needs to do next. And today, top Congress leaders did say that the party needs action, not just the usual cliche talk of introspection. But then, we have heard that before, many times before.
On election day, only a handful of people at the Congress party headquarters at Delhi's Akbar Road. The party decimated in the assembly polls. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi stayed indoors, avoiding the cameras. Rahul Gandhi only tweeted, "We accept the verdict. With the humility, we will work harder till we win the confidence of the people." The consolation prize, Puducherry. One by one, the Congress has lost state after state since the Modi's government win 2 years ago. The party, which had 11 chief ministers in May 2014, is now reduced to 6 states.
The party as a whole has to move beyond this sort of cliched introspection business into some serious action.
All these 5 states, the strategy was decided at the state level. Not a single decision was forced on any state by the High Command.
Will the election setbacks now force the Congress to make some radical changes? That's the big question, as the party still grapples with when and if Rahul should take over as president.
Organizational changes, that is an issue that is decided by Congress Working Committee and Congress leadership at an appropriate level.
The next electoral battle is in the key states of Punjab and Uttar Pradesh, and the Congress needs to make some drastic changes if it plans to stay relevant. Otherwise, it has itself to blame for a Congress-free India. With camera person Suresh Kumar and Dhanpal, Sunil Prabhu, NDTV.
Right, and we're now about to go across and speak to Piyush Goyal, the Minister of Power, and a whole lot of other things as well. Piyush, thanks so much for joining us here on NDTV. Just wanted to first of all get some sort of a sense of where we are heading to on the national picture. Good day for the BJP, moved into the northeast, made some inroads in the other states as well. Nationally, how do you think today is going to have an impact?
Vikram, I was seeing an analysis on one of the channels. Now the NDA represents, the NDA ruled states represent nearly half of India, while the Congress and its allies put together hardly represent 15% of India.
Actually, Piyush, I'm so glad you said that, because
clearly,
if you'll just pause for a minute, I'll play that for our viewers. As you are speaking, let me play that for our viewers. Let's just rewind back to this. Just to
that
add
was
to
on
what
your
Piyush
channel?
was saying. This was the Lotus. This was the Congress party in 2006. Actually, this was the BJP in 2006. Just those few states, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, that was the BJP 2006. Now let's look at the BJP in 2016, and this is really illustrating what Piyush said. If you can move now to the BJP in 2016, it is substantially more than that. Well, as soon as we get these graphics to come up properly, we'll be able to show them to you. Trust my words on that, Piyush. Yes, BJP is expanded, Congress party has shrunk, other regional parties have come up.
And shrunk, and how? Except Karnataka, they have almost no other state left. And Karnataka next year, we are very confident we'll take over. So we are really moving to a situation where BJP has a pan-India presence. It's become the center pivot of national politics. And in some sense, Congress is reduced to less than a regional party. So it's not out of any arrogance or any sort of smugness that I say this. It truly reflects the people's disillusionment with the politics of obstruction, the anti-growth, anti-development politics, and the huge amount of corruption that Congress has come to represent over the last decades.
But there's a new possible challenge that is coming, and we'll again show that to you as well, because what's obviously happening is, while you may say that, all right, look, the Congress is shrinking, and yes, the Congress is shrinking. Tom Vatican has joined us right now. I'm going to be asking him some of the reasons why the Congress is shrinking. There is potentially a new challengers who could emerge, and that could be what you're facing in 2019. We heard clear indications of that today from Mamata Banerjee, saying, I don't like the BJP, I don't like what it stands for, I don't like the divisiveness, I don't like Hindu-Muslim and all that sort of stuff. There are other people I can work with, ranging from Chandrababu Naidu to Jayalalitha to Mayawati potentially in Uttar Pradesh, Nitish Kumar and so and so. And is that something which you could be facing? Because if you come back to that same map, you'll see that those people still continue to have an influence in a large part of the country.
No, first of all, each one of them has an influence in a very restricted area, and amongst them, Chandrababu Naidu is in any case aligned with the BJP and is a part of the NDA. As regards many of the others, if you look back even into history, it's very difficult for all of these leaders to get together and form some sort of a alliance which can truly take on the BJP as the big pan-India national party. Secondly, the people of India have suffered this kind of an experiment on more occasion than one. So if you will see the election turnout and the election patterns of a national Lok Sabha election today, it's significantly different from how they vote in the states. And on a national level, all surveys, even at the end of our 2 years of very successful good governance and development that we've brought to India in the last 2 years, you'll find that on a national level, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and the BJP still remain the most favored party, the party which has truly taken India into the next stage of development, which has brought all sections of society together. I think Mamata ji is erroneous in her assessment about some of the comments you just made. I think they don't necessarily represent what she has understood to be the BJP. The BJP is a development-oriented party. We have worked together on several occasions. And if I recall correctly what Mamata ji said today, I think her message was quite inclusive. Her message was one of constructive support for the development and progress of the country. And I think over the next few years, the BJP also will be looking at support from all parties, including the Congress, when it comes to the development and progress of the people of India.
I think, Piyush, there's absolutely no question on the developmental agenda, and whenever there's talk about that, yes, that is the right path to take, and I think you would get a lot of support if that continues. I guess the issue that comes up is that the more some of the other stuff and the other parts of the agenda come forward, that makes it more likely that you will have other parties coming together to say, no, you will be back to that very sharp divide, communal, secular, and you will say nobody can ally with the BJP, and that gives more chance for some other front or a federal front to come on. So do you think perhaps as introspection today for the BJP, on a good day for the BJP, you should be saying we need to start shifting the focus more decisively to development? And not the other stuff.
It's quite clear. We have stayed the course. Vikram, we've had some defeats, we've had victories. This government at the center and Prime Minister Modi have stayed the course. I know on more occasions than one, there was a decision to be taken which may not have been electorally or politically very wise. But Prime Minister Modi's focus has been razor sharp on development, progress, transparency and a corruption-free environment, a corruption-free administration. As regards the possibility of other parties getting together, it may happen in some cases. It may be very difficult in many others. We have the DMK and AIA-DMK both at loggerheads with each other in Tamil Nadu. We have this Samajwadi Party and the BSP at loggerheads with each other. The left and the Congress can't make up their mind. They're at loggerheads in some parts of the country and they're asleep, but they're together in other parts of the country. So I think this uncertainty and this unholy alliances that many of these parties often tend to bring forth are being outrightly rejected by the people when it comes to the national election in the Lok Sabha.
All right, one last question and a slightly cruel question perhaps, and not cruel to you, cruel to somebody else. We did have some of your party colleagues today saying if you want sunrise with the S-U-N, then you need to forget about sunrise with the S-O-N. Rather good comment made by Sambit Patra, which has been trending all day long. Would you like in the Congress party dramatic change, or would you like the Congress party now to elevate Rahul Gandhi to the post of president? Because that's what sometimes you jokingly keep saying, but is that true?
Well, in fact, I think that question was put to me when I was on your channel earlier in the day. And at the end of a whole discussion with Shekhar and Dorab and Pranoy and everybody, I think my last word was that possibly Rahul Gandhi is the favorite because he helps us get more votes wherever he goes. But if you look at the, we would not like to really comment on any other party. It's their internal matter. They are free to choose their leader. They are free to have the same family leadership continue for decades and decades despite being rejected by the people. That's a choice that the leaders and the party workers of the Congress have to make. But then if you look at the stark change in public perception and the huge confidence that has been generated, even in states like West Bengal and Kerala, about the BJP and its growing presence. I mean, look at Kerala, 15.5% approximate vote share. If you look at West Bengal, about 11% vote share.
Still only one seat.
In an assembly, we've never had this kind of a result. And so far, the BJP itself and the workers and the people of the states didn't have the confidence that BJP could emerge as an alternative in these states. Now that situation is emerging, and I won't be surprised if in the elections going forward, the BJP makes landmark achievements even in these states.
All right. Piyush Goyal, thank you so much for joining us with that perspective. Thanks a lot. Before I start diving into each of the states, Tom Batakan, just the point of introspection at the Congress party. What extent will that introspection go to? Will it be at the state level, you know, the seat reliance was not there? Or will it be introspection at a more basic level? What is the party's future? What is our strategy? What is the leadership? Whom are we going to be portraying in 2019? Introspection at that level. And action, perhaps, you know, introspection.
Yes, introspection means further action. It's not just about isolated. Yes, we are going to look at everything very closely. But let me say this, while we talk about introspection, it's also good that the Bharatiya Janata Party also introspects, because the use of 356 was the modus why they were trying to get into Uttarakhand. And when they realized that ballot is the right methodology to enter and do politics, I think that is also one aspect. We are happy that they have won in Assam. Let me face it. Let's say it. Democratically, victory through the ballot is wonderful.
And it gives probably misused Article 356 a lot more than
let's not go into the history. I have counter arguments for that. But it's good that they have realized that ballot process, people's mandate, is a reality. But at the same time, in this hour when we have faced a problem in Assam, Kerala was a situation, we have lost the government there. There has been mistakes we have made. We will do course correction. Every issue will be examined minutely by the Congress Working Committee. Action will be taken. Those who are responsible. Even let me complete this. Even the matter of seat distribution to micromanagement of each issue will be examined both at the national level and at the state level. Okay. Because this is a federal.
Everyone around this table right now is looking faintly skeptical, and I'm going to ask each of them, why are you looking? Well, he's saying he's amused. Why are you looking skeptical? Because you think at the end of the, I mean, do you feel that any of this is going to happen?
You know, the reality is that the Congress has been declining for a very long time, 10, 15 years, but I would say from 2013 onwards, losing state after state. I don't see any appetite on the part of the Congress president or vice president or the other senior leaders to have an honest discussion about leadership of the party, right? So I'm personally quite convinced, and you know, if you read or listen to the few statements that Mr. Rahul Gandhi himself has made, he also talks about the need for, you know, politics to move beyond dynasticism. Mere dynasty cannot be, you know.
But that's what happened in Assam.
Exactly, right?
Actually, state after state.
But they are not able to, you know, he is unwilling to commit, he is unwilling to take responsibility, he is unwilling to lead from the front. And, you know, what you are seeing is in state after state, the Congress party suffering setbacks. So I don't see right now any reason to believe that their introspection is going to take a serious turn.
It's not that the Congress party doesn't have very strong, good leaders who could perhaps help it. If the Congress party got its act together, it could still bounce back, or do you believe it's now in terminal decline?
No, I don't see Congress party having such leaders at the state level. Because if they had good leaders at the state level, they don't.
You've got Sachin Pilot in Rajasthan, Scindia in Madhya Pradesh. You can name state
no, they don't have to. They don't have to wait. You know, all these states. See, I have a very different way of looking at these two things. Throughout the day, we have been discussing this. Personally, as a political analyst, I would rather think that the sooner the Congress is able to revive itself, it is better not only for the Congress but also for the BJP, for the simple reason that you mentioned two states and two leaders, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. If you extend the same logic a little more beyond, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Uttaranchal, Assam, all the states where BJP has won, they were pitted against the Congress.
So you want the Congress to revive so that BJP
the chances, no, that is one thing. Let me come to the other point also. Throughout the day we have been discussing what happens next, the regional parties winning. You know, I just want to go back to certain period of time where the Congress was the main focal party,
and the Union parties got against it.
Heavy anti-Congressism. Now, against this anti-Congressism, could they really dislodge the Congress? No, for two reasons. One, the Congress had numbers and they had strong leadership.
Okay.
But just because they had numbers, the strong leadership could not really sustain.
Okay.
And then they had very strong numbers, but the leadership was weak during Rajiv Gandhi's time and they could be dislodged.
Okay, I just want to quickly, Shiradi Chari, dive into some of the other states and quickly give everybody an overall view of what's happening. Let's go state by state. And one of the other parties that might be needing to think about whether they should be introspecting, and they should be introspecting, but is the left. What does this mean? Good result in Kerala, but a bad result in West Bengal. In fact, a disastrous result in West Bengal yet again. This is what happened in West Bengal. Actually, Congress is ahead of the left there. That particular alliance not working out for the left at all. Why did they go in for that alliance? Why did they disregard what the Central Committee had said? So the left certainly has lots to think about. Let's just go to West Bengal and understand exactly what happened in that state today.
A victory doubly sweet. She was up against formidable rivals, a united opposition of Congress and left in the state, and at the centre, the Modi government, not to mention a CBI Sharda probe and a sting against her party leaders on election eve. Yet today, she was the woman of the match, back with an even greater majority than 2011.
It is not me, I am a simple person, I am nobody. People hold out me. And they are giving real chakka.
Fighting alone, it was vindication of her policies like rice at 2 rupees a kilo to 7 crore people, cycles and cash incentives for girl students. Ironically, the left, which led a spirited campaign against her, is now number 3 in the state. But setting bitterness aside, among those who called to congratulate her were Narendra Modi and even Sonia Gandhi. This despite Mamata repeatedly saying in her victory conference that the Congress had blundered by going with the left.
Congress, they are losing the ground because they have lost all the credentials. They have forgotten to understand that who is their real friend, who are not real friend. They are losing their all the friends.
The landslide victory puts Mamata firmly in position to call some of the shots in 2011. Does she want to be Prime Minister herself? Her national ambitions are not a secret.
I want to see my country should develop. So there if I can play a small role, I am ready to play that. But there are so many friends, we can sit together, we can decide together.
You have this lovely line about being a LIP.
Yes, less important persons.
One small blot on the landscape. 6 of Mamata's ministers have lost and her personal margin is down 50%. Nobody in the Trinamool was sweating the small sweat. Instead, celebrations with gulal, dance and slogans, some of which Mamata Banerjee herself had coined in her own inimitable style.
NDTV.
You have to admire Monadeepa for continuing to try to speak through all of that. Well, in just a couple of minutes or so, I'm about to speak to Prakash Karat, senior CPM leader, was General Secretary, Politburo member now, and I'm going to be asking him to try and give his sense of what the party should be doing and what's going to be happening at a national level after West Bengal and Kerala. So that was bad news for the Communist Party in West Bengal, disastrous news, as I said. Kerala, a different story which follows what has always happened, the yo-yo, first the UDF, then the LDF, UDF, LDF. It was the UDF last time, so the Communists won this time, and that's what the final result was. 91 seats for the LDF, UDF way behind at 47. BJP, though, getting a seat there and making a decent entry in terms of vote share. If you take a look at the vote share out there, the BJP, I think, would be quite pleased with what they saw. So this is essentially what happened There you take a look at that vote share. BJP 15%, LDF 43, UDF 39, BJP 15% vote share. That's up 9 from last time. So clear inroads for the BJP there. Let's just take a close look at all that happened in Kerala today.
It may have been expected, but the cheer was evident at the CPM headquarters in Thiruvananthapuram. At the other end of the state, in northern Kannur, a potential chief minister is pleased with the clear majority of his party and the Left Democratic Front.
It's the victory of the people against the corruption and the misrule of the UDF.
Who is going to be the chief minister of Kerala?
No. That will decide by the party and LDF.
What is going to be the liquor policy of the CPM government?
That we will discuss and decide.
Dance and music as the red flag sweeps the state of Kerala, a crucial state for the Congress, but the party almost decimated.
Mr. Vijayan is seen as the chief ministerial candidate, but he could face a tough fight from 92-year-old V.S. Achyutanandan, still a very popular leader in the state. The Congress losing one of the very few states it was in power. Some of its veterans, like Excise Minister K. Babu, an MLA for 25 years, lost to a first-time CPM contestant, M. Swaraj.
This is an unexpected verdict, but we accept, because in the democratic system, the decision of the people is the final.
But as the yo-yo continued to swing in Kerala, the BJP opened its account in the state with one seat, O. Rajgopal I from Nemon.
This is the startup. This is the first step of the ladder. Okay. We will climb up to the...
Both UDF and LDF, they are ruling for the last 60 years here. The people think that we must have an alternative.
Celebration time certainly for the LDF in Kerala as they get set to form the government in the state. And once again, time for the Congress and the UDF front had led to wonder what went wrong. The new entry into the assembly this time round, the BJP with one seat. But for now, it's certainly CPM, the LDF, all the way. With Govind Murthy, Maya Sharma in Thiruvananthapuram for NDTV.
We now have with us Mr. Prakash Karat, senior CPM leader, Politburo member as well. It's great to have you with us, Mr. Karat. Just wanted to get your reaction to what has happened, I guess a glass half full, to the CPM, both in Kerala and in West Bengal.
Well, we have a big victory in Kerala. The LDF has won 91 out of the 140 seats. And this is a very strong endorsement of the stand and the platform of the Left Democratic Front in Kerala, which has promised a new chapter in the path of development of Kerala and the social sector of Kerala. I think the people have also rejected strongly the UDF government for its corruption and misrule.
And what would you say about what happened in West Bengal?
As far as West Bengal is concerned, it's a bad performance. We are extremely disappointed with the poor performance of the left front there, and we have to go into the reasons for this. We shall examine that and also the tactics we adopted there in the elections.
So, if you, in retrospective view, if you look back at what happened there in West Bengal, do you think that alliance with the Congress party was a big mistake?
Well, that was the tactics adopted in West Bengal. We have to examine that because it is something which happened there, and we have to see why such tactics were adopted, and we will examine it in the Central Committee soon.
All right, being diplomatic out there, but of course there was a lot of discussion, debate, and perhaps even slight mutiny over that particular decision. Mr. Karat, if you are to take a look at the left now in 2016, are you worried about the future? At the end of the day, You're down to that one state in Kerala, and your future is still looking extremely uncertain. And Kerala also a state which does yo-yo back and forth, another decimation in West Bengal. The future of the left, are you concerned about it?
Well, the fact that we were able to come back in Kerala strongly shows that the left is making a serious bid to reframe its agenda and become relevant all over the country. We have actually a setback in West Bengal, but that has been there for some time. But both in Tripura and Kerala now we have left governments, and I'm sure that we will be able to play a bigger role in national politics in the coming days.
All right. You mentioned Tripura, but if you take a look at what's happening there, the BJP is won Assam. We had BJP leaders earlier in the day talking about going all across the northeast, maybe picking up as many as 20 seats in 2019. That's their target. Do you think overall the right is now in the ascendance, and is that something that you are concerned about and that you are worried about?
Well, already there is a rightward shift, and it's clear that where the Congress has been running governments, the BJP has been taking over. This happened, as you know, in Haryana, in Maharashtra. It's happened in now in Assam. That is why it's necessary to have a left and democratic alternative in the country.
Now, when you start talking about left democratic alternatives, now the left has often spoken about a third front. It's often tried out a third front. Hasn't always worked very well in the past, well, not since the United Front days. Now we are hearing certain top regional leaders talking about coming together. Mamata Banerjee very clearly today saying there are a number of people she could work with. Mamata, Jayalalitha, Nitish. Is that a possible alternative, a bunch of people coming together to set up some sort of a federal front or a regional front?
No, I don't think that sort of alternative will succeed. Our past experience shows that. That is why we are working on a more long-term basis for a left and democratic front, which will be based on a program which will be clearly an alternative to the policies of the BJP and the Congress.
If the left wants to do this, you are going to wanting to try and put this together. I guess the question that has to be asked is, do you have the strength? Do you actually have the critical mass to be able to put together an alliance?
No, we are not seeing this only in electoral terms. We are seeing it in the long-term basis of how do you roll back this rightward shift, and how do you bring about alternative which is really credible and which is different from what has been offered by the main All India parties at present today. So we are working for a more long-term goal.
So are you saying that your long-term goal is not necessarily just in electoral terms, not just about winning states, you're looking at something else?
Well, as I said, our setback in West Bengal has definitely weakened us, but the path forward is to take the left alternative and the left and democratic front and forces together forward. I think that is the only way forward for us.
All right, Mr. Karat, last question before I allow you to go. Your overall sense of the results today and all that's happened today, where do you think that's leaving national politics?
Well, as I said, even in Tamil Nadu, the AIDMK has come back, but we have tried to forge an alliance of parties which are different from the dominant regional parties there. So, as I said, our effort is more long-term to bring together left democratic forces together, and though we may not show electoral gains immediately, but I think in the long run it will help us to advance.
All right, Prakash Karat, thank you so much. Pleasure as always talking to you. Thank you so much for being with us. Sirat, what exactly do you make of that our long-term goal is not really in electoral terms? We're trying to figure out a left, democratic alternative, which is not electoral. Is that the left changing its strategy?
I admire the spirit, and the fact is that the CPM has been a parliamentary communist party and has waged its struggle largely in electoral terms, although it's had a significant impact in extra parliamentary terms as well. But
the
does
irony
this
of
signal
today,
that
they're saying we can't win seats, we can't win assembly.
I think
the target.
I mean, there's an irony operating here, which is that the left democratic front that Prakash Karat talks about, the third front, the phrase we used earlier, existed around the glue that the left provided with its 50, 60, 64 at a peak, but with significant numbers. Today, the left isn't in that position.
But that's what I asked him, and he's saying that I'm not necessarily thinking electoral. So maybe is the left now saying we're going to be some sort of a pressure group which is going to try and influence people's mindset as opposed to trying to win
if you follow the trail of the conversation, he's essentially running down the thesis of Mamata Banerjee that you could have a kind of federal front. Now, Mamata Banerjee aspires to the role the left front played back in the day when it had 40 or 50 MPs, or the prospect of 40 or 50 MPs, right? So the question Stalin said about the Pope in World War II, well, how many soldiers, how many troops does he have? The left doesn't have those troops. So if you're going to aspire to creating an anti-BJP front, Mamata Banerjee is the person who has those troops. So it doesn't surprise me that she's stolen a lot from the left, but she's also taken the idea of this front. And today, when she articulated it in her interview to Monadeepa on your channel, when she says there's Nitish, there is Naveen, Chandrababu Naidu, we can all bring them together.
Okay. Tom, just wanted to ask you, what is your sense of why that alliance in West Bengal didn't work? Actually, it may well have worked for the Congress. You ended up with more seats than the left did. What do you think went wrong?
Well, we are examining the results. We are looking into all the details. At this point of time, it will be very difficult to brief it out. But there has been a situation there. We have gained in that partnership. I mean, that is a reality. But we will have to re-examine the whole exercise. Strategy has to be re-examined, and it's on the...
Perhaps it doesn't work to be fighting with them in Kerala and being allied with them in West Bengal.
There has been this problem when they were with the UPA. We had a problem in Kerala unit which was totally fighting them. So it's not a new thing that has happened. But yes, there has to be an accountability. We are answerable to the people. So there has to be a general re-look at the entire thing. And I think our Congress Working Committee and all would definitely look into
but
these.
Sita had very sharp words when he said that the one MLA seat that the BJP won came because of a fixed match with the Congress.
All right. I'm going to take a very quick break at this time, and then when we come back, I'm going to quickly jump across to Assam. I also want to play, I did speak to one of the men of the match of the day, certainly Hemant Biswa Sharma, who went across and really led the BJP to a stunning victory there in Assam. Speaking to him or playing back my conversation with him a little earlier in the day for you when we come back in just 2 minutes.